Going on, YouTubers? First off, I apologize for all the glare in the background and in my glasses. I've tried to adjust that, but I mean, it's not that bad. But secondly, I want to apologize that the channel has not been as active as I'd hoped it would have been. I've had this YouTube channel for years, and it didn't really consist of anything other than movie reviews and just random videos. So about the time I decided to recreate it into a self-defense tutorial martial arts based YouTube channel, I had to have surgery, gallbladder surgery. So I've been down and out for a little bit, but I'm getting better, so that's awesome. Always good news. For this particular video, I just really want to do more of a discussion kind of thing. When I'm on YouTube, a lot of the stuff that I search is martial arts based, whether it be tutorials, tips, and sometimes even fight videos, old UFC clips, because I enjoy that stuff. But there's also other reoccurring videos I've seen from time to time. Like one says that some martial arts is better than others, and there's a lot that says martial arts doesn't work in reality. First off, as far as some martial arts being better than others, that's really more on the person than it is the actual martial art itself. Like me, my mindset has always been mainly for self-defense. I did MMA for a while, but I wasn't that great at it. So me particularly, I would probably go with Krav Maga as one of the most dominant forms out there. But that's just me. If you're somebody who's more of a competitor, you might say something like Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai. It all depends on what you're doing, first off. And, secondly, it depends on the person, like the situation they're in, like how bad do they want to win the fight or even survive the fight, depending on what kind of fight it is. The other one, that martial arts doesn't work in reality. It's the same concept. It depends on what you're training for. What are you in martial arts for? The word martial arts can be broken down into many different things, and it's not all just physical stuff. There's a mental aspect, a spiritual aspect. A lot of people do it, just for the pure fitness, to stay in shape. So, like an example I seen in one video, can't remember the fella's name, but he said that he'd done Taekwondo for many years, and he had some clips. He was good at Taekwondo, but the first time that he had to fight the high school bully, it didn't pan out so well for him. Well, if he's got that competitive mindset and not more of a street fight survivalist mindset, that might have been the problem. I don't know, but it completely ruined how he felt, and he was stating in the video that this stuff doesn't work in reality. The physical aspect of martial arts can be broken down into three different things. You got your demos and katas, and for this kind of stuff, there's not really any combat involved. This is the kind of competitions you see where people break boards and cinder blocks and perform their katas or training exercises. If there is any sparring, it's usually something more choreographed and fixed. So if that's the kind of stuff you're used to, it might not work if that's strictly what you're doing. There is also the competitive side. Sorry about my stutter. Now, the competitive side, there's fighting involved, obviously, because that would be like your grappling tournaments, your kickboxing, your MMA. And I did MMA for a while. Like I said, I wasn't that great at it. I had a few victories here and there. But, there's a lot of things that you can do in the cage that don't necessarily work in reality as well. And vice versa. There's a lot of things you can do out on the street that are completely forbidden in the cage. Which, brings me to the third aspect of the physical part of martial arts, the self-defense, the old traditional aspect. Self-defense doesn't always have to look pretty. And there's absolutely anything that goes in that kind of situation. Lots of X factors. I mean, a lot of your street fights will kind of start more competitive like, be face to face with somebody, yelling, cursing, spitting, whatever, and you could ball up and fight. And if you're trained, chances are in that particular situation, you're going to excel. You're going to be able to do what you need to do against your opponent. But there's other X factors too, like say the person you're arguing with has a group of friends with them and you start winning the fight. There's nothing to stop his friends from jumping in on you. So instead of you just fighting Bob now you got to fight Bob, Mark, Jeff, and Henry. So is your training adequate enough to be able to handle a multiple person situation? Because it's way different than being just one-on-one, face-to-face. Other aspects that can happen is, say you're arguing and the guy pulls the old cliche, well, it's cool, bro, it's cool, just whatever, and you think that the argument's over, you turn around to walk away, and he hits you from behind. Also something that's never going to happen in a competitive circuit. So do you have the skills adequate then to be able to rebound and turn the situation back in your favor? And then, of course, the one thing that a lot of people ask about when it comes to self-defense is weapon introduction. You again, say you've put the guy down, you're holding him down, you're smacking him around a little bit. When you get up, you think the fight's over. There's nothing to stop him from pulling a knife out of his pocket or a gun or anything like that. So do you have the clarity and the training to disarm whatever he's holding in his hand to protect yourself? So it's not that martial arts doesn't work in reality. It's just that, especially nowadays, it's 2019, a lot of people pack guns and have concealment license and all that. There's not a lot of actual fist fighting that happens out on the streets anymore. So martial arts itself has really become mostly a competitive sport. So it's not that it fails in reality. Just I think that people who have been in that situation, they've not been training for those situations, because that's the most important thing is, to be sure that when you're training, if you want to compete in MMA, that's great, do it. If you want to do just demos, awesome, man, go for it. Do as many backflips as you can, because my big old fat butt can't hardly even do a cartwheel. But in your training, mix it up a little bit. Spend most of your time training for the competitions, but every now and then, throw in some self-defense stuff. And self-defense itself even doesn't have to be pretty or like what martial arts looks like in movies, which is what a lot of people picture when you mention martial arts. I mean, look, you take a demo guy, kata guy, who can do the 3 backflips and kick a target hanging in the air while he's doing it. That's great, man. Like, I wish I was half as athletic as those guys are. But in a street fight, if the opportunity presents itself, headbutt the dude in the nose. Kick him right in the nards. Because these things are effective. You're not out there in a survival situation looking for a win or a loss or money or a title or a trophy, nothing. You want to get out of that situation. Because myself, I have a 12-year-old little girl who I've had and raised and took care of all 12 years of her life. She is my universe, man. I mean, she's my little angel. So if the situation were to arise and somebody pulled a gun on me and I was close enough and they were distracted, I've been doing martial arts since I was 7, but I promise you, I'm not going to have a problem kicking him right in the royal jewels and then turning around and running down the street like a bat out of hell. Because my goal for that fight is to get back home to my kid, not to get some trophy or bragging rights or, hey, I beat up a mugger. I want to get home to my kid. And no matter what your situation is, in reality, whether it's your friends, your family, your children, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your dog, your cat, I don't care what it is. That's what should be running through your head. And that's what should be pushing you to get out of that situation. It's not about winning, it's about surviving. That's the essence of reality combat. Um, so yeah, I mean, just stay calm, try your best to control the situation, stick to your training, and once the opportunity is up, get out of there. Get somewhere safe. That's your goal. That's the whole purpose of everything that you're doing in reality. Uh, I mean, yeah, so that's really about it on that. If anybody else got anything they want to say, it'd be great to hear. But this whole thing that martial arts doesn't work in reality, I can't buy into that because I mean it does. It just you have to know what you're doing. You have to be properly trained, and you have to keep a clear head. Um, Aside from that, yeah, like I said, let me hear what you all got to say about it. Give me some feedback. And I got more videos planned out that I want to do, and that, especially now that I'm healed up enough to get back in the gym, which is where I just came from. So I'm excited about doing those. But yeah, just train hard, focus, succeed. Y'all have a good one.